Well, good evening, everybody. The booth channel disappeared for me as soon as I left it earlier. Uh, can you send me another commentary invite? Alright, hang on a minute. Now how the hell do I do this again? In fact, more to the point, where do I find you? Are you in Virtual Pool 4? Oh, there he is. Right, good evening, Matt. Good evening, whoever I've missed. Hairpig should be finding his way in. We're here for two matches tonight. In the 8-Ball World Championship. We've got a match coming up in about 3 or 4 minutes' time. Cobra against Mooncake, first round match. And then later on, we've got Albinario. And I've forgotten again who it is he's playing, Tommy. And for this first match, if I can find where I am, hang on a sec. Well, I've sent the invite to Hairpig, but he's still not here. I sent you an invite. Right, well, I've sent you an invite to my commentary booth, so the invite should bring you in. I don't know how else to do it, I'm afraid. Uh, well, here, Pig, I've tried and I can't see anything else to do other than I have sent you about 3 invites to come to the server, and I can see you in. I can see you listed. I can see you listed as commentator. I don't know why you can't see the commentary booth. That's got me totally flummoxed. Well, everything went okay earlier on. We got Hairpig into Discord or into the VP4 commentary channel. Now he says he can't see it, so I do not know. No, once I see your name, I can invite you, and I did that in the VP4 channel, and it invited you to. I invited you to the commentary booth. I'll do it again and see what happens. Is that room up yet? The room's actually up, and the match is starting or started. Right, be back in a minute, guys. Sorry for the delay. Try and see if we can get this working. Here, Pig. Can you go into the dive channel? If you can see it, can you go into it? Yeah, there is two channels. There is the commentary booth and there is the dive, but why are you still sitting on the right hand side? Get yourself into the dive. If you can click on the dive and go in there, I'll move Steve up to the other room because he's forgot to leave, and then I'll join you in there. That'd be the simplest solution. If you can see at least one of them, go into it. Right.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Right, good. Thank God for that, because I had to unmute myself in this channel as well. I don't know why you can't see the commentary booth. Right, let's get to the chase here, because these guys are sitting waiting.
All right, great.
Right, good evening, everybody. Now, first thing to do before we go any further is, can you guys hear my fellow commentator, Hairpig? And if so, what is the quality like?
Hi, everybody.
That's the usual.
They say.
Right, Hairpig's on a laptop with the built-in mic. Now, I can raise his volume a bit. He might want to raise his own as well. Let me have a look. Now, I've got you at 86%. I'll move you up to 110 and see what they think about that.
Sounds good to me.
Well, that sounds really loud to me. Hang on. Let me just touch that down a tone. Right. I think that'll do it now. Right, guys. What do you think now?
I see better. So that's good.
Right. Anyway.
Meanwhile, Cobra's winning.
Now, if you got let me. That's the only problem with an external mic. We might hear myself again. Presume it's got like an auto mute or something on it.
It seems like it's working from my end.
Right, they can hear it now. Right, that's fine. So anyway, Cobra's won the first rack. I don't know what happened because we missed it.
We did miss it, unfortunately. Discord is confusing.
Well, it's totally confusing. I mean, I don't understand why, because I didn't do anything different with you than I did with Steve, and he jumped straight into the commentary booth every time he arrives in Discord.
Both times when I got in, I could only see the dive channel and not the booth channel. I stayed a member of your server, so I didn't need to be re-invited, but somehow the booth channel is not visible to me.
Oh, that's weird. And I've clicked on permissions and everything, but we'll probably work our way around it at one point, sometime. Right, who else is there? Keith's there, Dwight's there, Mark's there. Welcome everybody. This is the first match of the two matches tonight. We've got Hairpig for the first one, so trainee tactical genius in the commentary booth. We'll let him talk you through this remainder of this first rack. Oh, too late. The second rack's gone as well.
Cobra's pattern made a lot of sense there, and as evidence, he ran it out while we were barely even paying attention. We'll go 11, or don't.
Now, I wasn't even paying attention there as to who broke. Who was it that broke? Where's the dot? Cobra broke there.
Cobra broke dry then.
Little dot next to his name, that tells me who broke.
I like the stripes here, because you got the 11 sitting there to start with, and don't have to deal with any 6 balls.
Yeah, this is wide open.
It is very wide open, with the 8 sitting right next to a pocket. Like 15, 14 here, you need the 14 out of the way of the 13 as soon as possible so that you can then use the 9 to make that easy.
See, I've already got an image in my head. The last ball I'd be potting would be the 10 ball for the 8.
Yeah, the 10 or the 12, depending on... I mean, you need a path down to the 12 at some point, so you might use the 10 first for that.
Well,
oh, no. Well, you can't miss a ball.
I think he'd angle the 9 just to get down for that 12.
Yeah, that would have worked too. All right, so the 3 and the 4 are sort of Cobra's concern, but he might go 5, 6, 4 here to get them cleared up as soon as possible. I kind of like that because you can, rolling the ball like this, you can pretty reliably get the right angle on the 4. And now, it depends what angle he gets on the 3 next, I guess. Whether he just stuns up for the 2 or whether he has to use the 7 first. Looks like he got a little straight. Very straight, in fact. So you might see him just stun back for the 7. Not stun back, but, draw back most of the way to where he is for the 7. All the way. That's kind of the wrong side because now you put the 10 ball in play, but you can probably follow around it pretty easily for the 1.
You don't have a second monitor, do you? You've just got the laptop.
I do have a second monitor, so I've got VP4 up on the big screen and the the stream up so I can glance
So
at chat.
yeah, so you
on the
can't
small
see the
screen.
chat. Yeah, I'm just wondering if you could see the chat. That way, you know, somebody might ask a question. Keith's saying he wonders if the 10-footer's going to catch out more players. Yes, it is, and we've seen it already.
Definitely some players. I don't think it's going to slow down the best players very much.
Larry struggled early on, but then, you know, he ran away with his match in the end. But that was more like self-inflicted damage on Casino Jim's part. But Larry found a way out, but he'll certainly have to improve.
Well, from what I've seen from Cobra so far, he is playing much more sound patterns, making it as easy on himself as he can than we were seeing from like Bedhead yesterday. Sorry, Bedhead.
Yeah, Cobra does most things pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know the extent of his 8-ball experience, but I know he's played some amount of black ball in his life, and I guess he's been on VP long enough to have played everything under the sun a fair bit.
Yeah, everything as long as it's 9-ball, that's all he plays. Yeah. Yeah, you'll only ever see him playing 9-ball. You'll see him playing the odd different tournament like this, but if ever he's online, he'll only ever play 9-ball.
Well, you don't see him playing straight pool, but he still won the straight pool championship. So.
Oh yeah, because he can adapt. He can adapt to those situations when it requires good potting and good position. Then, as long as you've got that in your game, then you'll pretty much adapt to most games.
So the 2 and 7, certainly an issue here. They both go if he can get on the short side, which he may have just tried to do.
I think he's okay. Let's have a look.
I think it just got worse because now he doesn't have a 2-1 combo like he did before he just nudged him. He might draw into them off the 1 right here.
Right, got to deal with that situation, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's sizing up the angle to draw into the 2. And if he hits it full, he'll be on the 4. Or if he hits it on that side, he'll be on the 4. So, pretty good.
And that's a dry break from Mooncake as well.
Yeah, the dry breaks are killer in 8-ball, especially when the ball's split wide open. Good player. You know, with an open rack, it's even easier than 9-ball if you play solid patterns. The 2, I guess, has become the problem ball because it doesn't go in the side.
See that he's
and
left.
There's
he's left this
a little traffic playing position on it.
You know, leaving the 3-ball down the table, and you know, there's the nearest ball to the 8-ball's the 2, but he's having to deal with the 3 now, and now this is the one that's critical.
Yeah, and I think you want to take the 2 while you're on it here, or I do. Maybe I'm projecting, but I don't like trying to play position on the 2 off the 3 here because you end up nowhere some of the time.
Well, if he's going to go forward, he's either making a big decision to go inside to the long rail on the right side or check it up.
I think he can draw
he's drawn into
between the 9 and 10 and then back out between the 9 and 10.
Let's see. Yeah.
That's what he did, but he missed the ball.
Well, this is as near as you're going to get to a gimme for Mooncake. Got to get off the mark.
Yep. The 10 and 11 aren't quite directly lined up, but it's still not a difficult combo from the right angle. Like they're just going into the point as they lie.
What about telling these guys where you're from here, Pig?
I'm from the Washington, D.C. area, great state of Virginia.
There you go. And I'm from Scotland. And don't forget that. Don't forget that.
It's easy to overlook. Your neutral received pronunciation is hard to place geographically.
Maybe we should have a what is it you call those things? One of those fundraising things for Hairpig to get a decent headset then. That's what IQ's suggesting.
I've got natural reverb in this room. Yeah, I'm in a small room with absolutely no carpeting or anything, so that might be what they're hearing.
Now, is he playing this combo?
No, I think he's going to play the 10 now that he's fairly straight on it in the corner.
Yeah.
But he's got an awkward angle where he kind of has to pound it to get back out for the 11, which he did.
Well, see when you have to
just a little too thin.
Yeah, he's going to have to run.
Avoid using any rails.
He's going to have to run it.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to have to keep. I don't think that goes past the 3. I think he's done for. Does it?
It does.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, it's got mostly
he's
a full
fine.
pocket.
Yeah, he's fine. I was panicking there thinking the 3 ball was a blocker.
Well, I don't think he had that pocket in mind the whole time. Oh my gosh.
Oh. That 3 ball doubled in size there as he shot that 8.
Yep. I actually saw Ronnie O'Sullivan make one like that most of the length of a snooker table that barely kissed a ball halfway down the table and still went into the intended pocket. It's one of the most amazing flukes I've ever seen.
Well, Cobra's got the dry break disease now as well. Now, if you're going to make any inroads, this would be a great opportunity for Moonpig. What did I say, Moonpig? Mooncake to get a steal on here.
$13 is a little bit of a problem for these stripes. It goes in the pocket past the 6 and the 1, or it did. Never mind. So now it barely has a pocket at all, and that's definitely his problem. 10 sits pretty nicely to break it out, or he could maybe draw into it off the 15 right now.
Yeah, but see with the longer you leave, this is the thing that bothers me watching players. The longer you leave something to get something dealt with, the less likely you are going to do it sometimes. And, you know, he had an angle to chip the 10 in and chip into that ball just to split it. He'd be unlucky not to be on another shot, but sometimes you've got to take that risk. Well,
yeah. It's
see now he's
he got perfect actually.
Let's have a look behind that. Right, you can pot the 9 no problem, and you can pot this 11. Is it the 11?
The 13.
It's the 13. I keep thinking it's the 11.
Oh,
cue ball. That'll do.
I wasn't even looking at that shot. I was still looking at a breakout. I didn't realize he was straight in on a different pocket. Well, this is tricky, though. He is razor thin on this ball, and the 12 is not going to squeak past the 7.
Now, I think he needs to go thin, check it, and he was looking to miss that 2 and come back across to the 4 to play that into the open pocket there. But
offside bank does not look like it's there because of the 3 ball. Maybe it is. Maybe it just squeaks past.
Good evening to Hazard.
No, I think the 3 is in the way.
Late to the party as usual.
And here's the thing: when you run out of position on your last ball in 8 ball, is there's nowhere on the table that's safe when Cobra has 7 targets to shoot at.
Yeah, you're pretty much dead and buried if you don't get it.
You can try to tie something up or block a pocket, and maybe that'll help, but usually it doesn't against a better player. He thought it might have room to bank past the 3.
Yeah, it's a tall order to. I mean, you're fully committed. You've just got to go for it, or as you say, try and you play a safe, push it to one of his balls and tie it up and try and give yourself a second life. But he's gone all out. He's committed, and he's pretty much resigned now to losing this one.
Probably. I think he'd love to leave like the 1 for last on the 8. Oh. And he played it safe. But it looked like the 1 was maybe his only really reliable shot to start with on that run. He didn't like it. Mooncake can see the edge of this ball, but again, there's not much useful he can do with it.
You know what I'd be doing? I'd be just trying to thin it and brush it to the 8 and try and, nail it to it or something.
I think he might scratch doing that, although, yeah. Well, he gave it a try.
Well, Cobra will go for the kill now.
Yep.
Well, I don't know whether you guys know, I mentioned it the other night, Steve's extended the shot clock. It's now 40 seconds, I believe. And still the 2 15-second extensions each rack. It was 30-second shot clock, but he has added 10 to it. Give you a bit more time. See, the thing is, Cobra takes his time and always checks his bearings. He's always looking to make sure, he's aware of where everything is before he makes a move. You'll see him do that time and time again.
Yep. Yeah, and I think you mentioned that on the stream the other day, or yesterday, that must have been. But you figure out your best pattern.
Oh yeah.
And if you get out of line, you figure it out again.
Yeah, you've always got to, as soon as the balls are broken, if it's you at the table, the immediate thing you do is you're planning your first 2 or 3 shots. You've got to have that. I keep saying the thing. It's like a blueprint in your head of where you're going. As long as you have that, then it's a good start.
A lot of players would have played the 5 on that last shot because it's on the end rail and getting rid of it looks good. But then off either the 3 or the 4 where they were, you'd have to draw all the way back up for the 8 or play some kind of difficult zigzag shot from the end rail here. Well, especially if he had left himself a little more angle on the 5, you've got some much more natural options.
Yeah.
I did expect him to leave more angle on that 5 ball, but he made it work very well with what he did.
Now I'm expecting you guys to keep me up to date on the John Higgins match with Yan Bingtao. Thank you very much. So 4-1 to Cobra. Ball in the break. Open table. I think these balls are pretty much very inviting.
Mooncake gets a wide open one.
Well, I don't like the stripes for some reason, simply because he's going to have to play a combo, and if he's going to play a combo, he better play it now. That's a yeah. He's going to do it. Yeah, that's the only thing I didn't like was the fact that is a combo as such, and at some point you're going to have to deal with it if you choose the strike. So you might as well deal with it when he's got the best chance of doing it.
Yeah, it's the 6 ball that made him not want to shoot the solids because of where that combo was sitting. It was really guarding the position zone for the 6. You'd have to thread a needle to get position on the 6.
Well, is Higgins not playing Yan Bingtao? Who's playing who here tonight? I forgot. I'm talking about snooker here, that's on at the moment. Good evening to Albinario. Good luck in your match later on. Try and get it over fairly quickly, please, because I've got to get to bed.
Would have been nicer if he could have left that 12 for his last ball before the 8.
Yeah.
Because in this run, now the tricky positional shot is going to be 14 to 8.
Mm-hmm.
But if he stops this just perfectly, then that might not be so tricky either.
No, he's fine. Just a little soft drop. Little soft drop. He'll be looking good.
Yep. And Mooncake with his first full table run.
Well, this is the sort of standard you got to play at if you're going to play somebody like Cobra. Unforced errors and stuff like that. That's a no-no, especially when you're 4-1 down. You've got to get the job done.
Yeah. Every time you have a wide open layout and don't run it out, your opponent is likely to have a corresponding wide open layout. They do run out.
Well, I've got.
Right, so did we just see the 8 go in on the break and then get spotted? I think we did.
Yeah.
So that clarifies that. It spots up. I thought normally in World Rules, isn't there a thing where there's like an option to either play the table as it lies or re-break?
Oh, I haven't a clue.
On the break?
I don't know whether I mean, there must be multiple versions of the World Rules. Then, certainly in this game, it spots, and you're still at the table, obviously. But I don't rate much for Mooncake's chances in this rack. The only problem's at 7 and what ball's that? The 2 ball. I mean, the 2 ball goes right now, and he can stun into the 7 and still have the 3. So he might as well deal with that issue. That's the main issue. He's going to have to get down for the 6. And
now that's a combo, but still really not a problem. The 5 is a little tricky because it doesn't pass the 9, and the 8 is a little in the way of getting good position on it in the side. But it's not really that in the way, especially with the 6 down there to use to get good on the 5 in the side.
Now, I think he's going to take the 4 here, because that goes past the 11 into the corner.
But he doesn't have much angle on it, which makes it...
No, if he takes the 7 and gives himself an angle, you see he's looking at the 7, but he's also looking at the 4 after the 7. But he has to have... He's probably looking to deal with this 6 ball.
He did it perfectly.
And then the 5. But...
Stun over toward the 9 here for the 6, 5, 8. That's what I would do. Although he's... Is he going to bump the 8 so that it has more pockets available? That's 5D chess.
Let's have a look.
Because it didn't go past the 14 where it was, and now it's got its closest pocket available.
Well, he's doing the right thing because he doesn't have to do much to get on the 8 after he pots the 6, so... You know, you spend a bit of time thinking about what you're doing. I keep saying it every week, every time I watch people. If you think about what you're doing, like Cobra's doing, you'll generally get the job done. And he's...
Needs to make sure he clears the 14 on that one, but he made sure. He didn't flirt with it.
One each, Robertson and Williams. Wilson, nobody watching the Higgins match with Yan Bingtao. Anyway, it's 5-2 now to Cobra. Race to 11.
Well, you have to watch Wilson. I heard he's playing naked.
Is that Kyron Wilson? Or is it that other, the baldy guy? There's 2 Wilsons playing the Pro Tour. at the moment in snooker.
Chiron's the one I was quoting, but I don't actually know which one's in that match right now. All right. With the 9-ball where it is, the solids are a lot more appealing from here. I think he would have wanted to be on the 2 there, but he's on the 7, the 3, and the 1. So
now, I mean, what about dropping the 7 and taking that 5 up the table and dealing with that problem?
Yeah, I think he likes it.
You know, that's an awkward one, so you deal with that one. He's bound to be on something in the middle.
On the 7 to be able to hold for a straighter shot on the 5 than this.
Yeah, that angle will just bring him out for the 3, or even the 2 if he goes too far.
Well, nice. He makes it.
Fine.
It was looking a little dicey for a moment there.
Now, the angle he's got in the 3, he could take the 2 up table in the top right hand corner. He's dropped onto the 4, but he could take the 2. So he's got to make a decision here how he's going to go about this.
I like the 2 next, because the 4... Yeah.
Well, see, the 4 goes past the 9. If he's going to go forward, he has to go forward far enough and don't do something daft. Now he's going to kill it. Yeah, that'll do it.
Well, the 2 also passes the 9, which I think will be the option he uses here. Oh no, he's playing the 2 directly.
What ball's that? Is that the 1?
I don't like this positional shot from the 1 to the 8.
Yeah, I don't like that either. I mean,
this is awkward.
Yeah, this is where, let's have a look. He's just going to drop it in, hit the point.
No, he made it work.
He's got it done. I think the good thing at the moment is that even though Mooncake's, well, I'm giving him this rack pretty much. Even though he's back to within 2, the fact he's a dry, you know, he's certainly had 1 dry break and Cobra pounced on it. He's not doing anything stupid so far. You know, he's not done any sort of blaring mistakes that has sort of helped Cobra. He's playing reasonably solid, which is always a good sign for your chances later on in the match. And
the 14 ball just saved Mooncake there because the 7 was dead in the pocket before the 14 came and kissed it.
Well, that was a break. That was a dry break from Cobra, wasn't it?
Rack to run, not Cobra's.
Yeah. This would be another good one to steal. Higgins 1-0 up.
I wonder over the course of this tournament if anyone will come up with a higher percentage break technique. If anybody will come up with the killer 8-ball break that everybody then copies.
Well, I've got news for you. I asked Steve while he was in Discord earlier on there. I was asking him had he done that update he was going to do. He said no, and he said it was nothing major, but it's something on the break again. He's going to be tweaking. So you know, he's obviously
going to change if somebody does figure it out.
Exactly. You know, he's bound to do this update at some point, and he's obviously he was intended to do it yesterday, but I told him there's a match on, and then he said he'll leave it. He hasn't done it yet today, but that may well affect the break again in some way or another.
Well, Moon's going to play this 3-ball combo. No, he's going to play the 5 onto the 7? I like using the 3 because... Well, his way worked great, but I like using the 3 because it would have made the 14 clear the area afterwards, and he would have been able to hold position on the 5. But this worked great, and Mooncake is keeping it close here, taking advantage of these dry breaks. Oh, no.
No. See there, that's exactly a 10-foot mistake there.
That's a flinch.
That is a 10-foot error.
That was a flinch.
You know, if you do anything with that shot, you hit it too hard, you come over to the side rail and back out for the 8. I mean, he's not even got there. And that's sold it down the river. And there's, I mean, just as I've said a minute ago, he's not doing anything silly. He's gone and done it. And
Yeah.
that's a big sellout.
We got him right there. I was giving him credit for that rack right before he hit that positional shot.
But that is definitely a 9-foot table shot he played there, not a 10-footer. And he's been caught out.
Uh-oh. All right, he's still fine. I think he'll probably play the 10 in order to get on the 15 right now, because it's now a little protected from getting simple on it in the side.
Yeah, I'll stall the 10 ball, take the 15 right now, I think.
Yep. And 9, 13, 12. 13 to 12 is a little tricky if you want to get on the right side of it, but it's really not tough to deal with if you get on the wrong side of it. So he might just capitulate on that. Or maybe he'll play the 12 in the corner, in fact, to take that awkward positional route out of play.
Now, see, where he is on the 13, let's have a look. I mean, he could just roll through, play the 13 long into the top pocket, and that's what he's going to do.
That's the smart way, because if you leave a thin shot in the side pocket, things can go wrong rolling the cue ball.
You're running all over the place, yeah. This is what I say, you've got to keep it sensible, simple. But that is going to be a sore one for Mooncake, because he was doing everything right until that shot, and that's a 2-rack change there, right there.
The cruel thing about pool is you execute one easy thing wrong and you invalidate all the work you put in that game.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't like this setup here. What we got? We've got the cue ball, the 9, and what's that? The 15.
This one will not be 12. So simple. The 9 and the 12, yeah, and the 11 is also trouble. Even if the 11 weren't there, you'd have to deal with getting position on the 5 before being able to make those other 2 solids. This isn't pretty.
Well, Cobra has made his choice, so I don't...
So he's got to be focused on that 11 ball. The 2 doesn't pass. Oh, so he went for that breakout. Didn't get there, wasn't very lucky. And I think if the 5 is right against the rail, I don't think he's going to be able to cheat the pocket to draw into those 2 balls from here.
Yeah, he's looking at it.
Now, it is possible if you leave the 5 there, you can possibly make a 3-11-5 combo, but it's not really lined up, so you'd have to make a good shot to succeed at that.
Let's have a look. Yeah, that's going.
And he doesn't really have another shot to shoot if he doesn't move the 5.
Yeah, that's going too much to the rail, that 11 ball.
And that's something I was saying in chat yesterday on the stream, is that the instant you realize, you have to notice the instant the run out becomes unlikely and you have to stop pocketing balls.
Yeah.
So it's important that he didn't decide that he could make some magic happen by pocketing that 5 and going on running balls, because he might have made it very simple for Mooncake to win this game if he had let it go wrong later.
That is correct. But Mooncake's committed. He's gone for it. He's opened up the table for Cobra, and so now he's going to have... sorry, you're right enough.
Mooncake played a return safety, which left Cobra the option to make that breakout off the 5 ball he cleverly positioned right in the mouth of the pocket.
I'm doing what I usually do, looking at the chat and then looking at the shot, thinking it was still Mooncake at the table.
7 and the 3 sit fairly nicely, even though it's going to be a 10-foot long shot. If he does get straight on the 7, he's already got his built-in angle to make the 3 and go forward 2 rails for the 8.
He looks a wee bit straight here. He's going to have to probably leave this just at distance. This 3, but
Yeah.
as long as he's got the angle, which he should have, he'll be across
Yeah,
for the
that's what
8.
I'm saying. If he has to stop there, at least he's on the right angle where he can just roll this ball in. Doesn't have to do anything fancy with English or jacking up the cue.
By the way, you know when you joined that cowboy room earlier on today, I just thought I'd let you know that was me beating Tam 3-0.
Oh, wow.
That was the third match.
Very nice.
So I had a good day this afternoon.
Excellent.
And then the bad news for Tornado Tam is Jose done him as well, I think. So he didn't have a good day.
Insult to injury. There's another 8 ball. So Matt Clark was saying that I was right about there being an option to play or re-rack. But frankly, you just made a ball on the 8 ball break. Why would you ever re-rack and leave the possibility that you're just going to break dry and make it easy on your opponent to run out?
So 7-3 to Cobra.
I like the stripes, and I like starting with the 9.
Well, there's absolutely nothing locked up. This is a given. This for Cobra. I can't see him getting this wrong.
Yep. The 14's a little awkward if it doesn't pass the... Oh, well, it does pass the 7. Does it also pass the 5? Doesn't pass the 5, so it's just a hair awkward.
The shot he's got right now has suddenly become awkward because he's got to draw off this. Now,
Well, he's straight in on the 11, just stopping there, so that's not bad.
so what about the angle he's got here? He's fine to get on the 15. I would think he'd be taking 11, 15 and then dealing with the 14 and the 10 next. Because he's only going to get that chance there to go up for the 15, I would think. Nope.
Oh, he's on the...
Now I don't know whether he underhit that or whether he's played for the 10. I presume he's played for the 10. I'll give him his due.
No, I don't... Well, maybe, but I doubt he really wanted to leave the 15 there for later.
Well,
But
he's looked at the gap.
he
14
did
goes
get a good
no
angle on
problem.
the 14 to get to the 15 now. And he does not want to get straight in. He just wants to sneak past the 6. Yeah, there you go. Ooh, he didn't really want to get straight over the 5 either.
No.
But even still, he can go forward 2 rails between the 2 and 7.
Actually, it's suddenly become a wee bit tricky because if he doesn't want to risk doing anything much with the cue ball here, he could run up to the 2. He's got to watch this. Yeah, and he's just skimmed it, and he's now out of line slightly.
And if it were me, I'd be nervous that I didn't get an easy enough angle on the 8. But since it's Cobra, I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah. 8-3 now. It's a long haul back with alternate break. So Mooncake's going right to the side rail. And I don't think anything's tracking.
Nope.
Well, let's have a look from the other end of the table at what Cobra's looking at. I mean, if you look up table, it looks as if he's pretty much odds on he's going to be stripes. So if he takes the 11, the biggest problem he's got immediately is the 14. So he's now made that choice.
I think he might have tried to get better on it just then, shoot it past the 2 in that pocket over there, but didn't get great on that, especially with the 5 where it's very awkward to control your cue ball off that shot. So I'm not sure what he's going to try to do about that. But I bet we'll see him try to get that short side position on the 14 multiple times until he succeeds.
Well, right now I think he's thinking of coming up table, past the middle pocket, up to the middle pocket, stun the 10 in and get the breakout on the 14, and he's gone too far.
He just tried the short side again.
Yeah, he's too straight. See, now he's run out of options here.
Definitely too straight to go straight into it, and he has to play it now because he can't see the 15.
Oh dear.
Yeah, he tried to just draw back to take that awkward cut, maybe, on the 14. It didn't look like he was ever going to actually get to the 9 going that way, so I think he just tried to draw back to take the thin cut on the 14. But he didn't get it, and this is a real opportunity that Mooncake can't afford to pass up.
Now, see, Mooncake straight away is dealing what he looks as to be his problem ball, the 2 ball. But making that choice right now means that it's vital that he follows this up, because he's just opened it up for Cobra.
When you're a good player, as Mooncake is, you have to trust yourself on a layout like this to go ahead and run the balls.
You're saying it's still a 30-second shot clock, even though the tournament's now saying 40, Larry. I told Steve what you said. He said he'll go and have a look at it about the shot clock. But now you're saying that the 40-second shot clock is actually only 30, even though it says 40. That's weird.
Got not quite a whole pocket on the 7, and that's probably the last chance for this run out to go wrong.
Well, I think he's...
but he's not, and the 1 passes the 14, so I think he's full of right answers for how to get out from here.
Well, he's got to drop onto the bottom rail, or at least come up and leave that angle. He's got to come up top side. Is he going to...
Got a little straight.
Well, let's have a look. No, he's certainly not potting 8 up the table. The 15's not going to give him anything there, but he's dead straight.
I think he's got to go forward with very heavy right.
He's bottom and left.
What is he trying? He's trying to draw back into the 8?
Bottom and left and spin it up into the table. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Bottom left English pushes it up the table. It makes it a much more open shot. You know, he's got loads of room to see what he's doing, but it's still a tester.
Yeah, his speed control let him down a little bit on getting an angle on that 5 ball. I think he...
well, all that matters is he's done it.
To leave the cue ball on the end rail to make the 1 rail follow shot natural.
Now he needs... Well, from Mooncake's point of view, he needs a dry break, and he needs to run out, but he ain't getting that. Cobra's got the 6 ball. Yeah, we've got Hairpig joining us in the commentary booth tonight for this match. Good evening to Miasma. Good evening to Slim. Larry's there. Still moaning about the shot clock. Well, Steve's been told, so he said he's going to look at it. And the update, for any latecomers, he was going to do the update, he hasn't done it yet, and it's a little bit of a tweak on the break again. What it's going to be, I haven't a clue, but that's what it's going to be whenever he does it. So Cobra...
So there's a 12 ball problem here.
Mm-hmm.
The 10, I think, is makeable past the 3, and he can use it to get short side position on the 11 in either the corner. Well, he's going to make the 11 now.
Well,
but he does have to solve that 12 ball.
I mean, I'd be asking the question, how's he going to get there? Well, he's going to do it now. He's going to take the risk now, because he's got the angle
off the 13. Yeah.
To run and get the split. But if he gets the split, where's his next shot if he doesn't land on a ball? Because
it'll be the 10 or maybe the 12 itself.
Well, there
it's the 12, I guess.
All of a sudden, it's got very ugly.
He can see the 9. I don't think playing that bank is a smart way to go.
Nope, he's got absolutely nothing. And the other thing now is where does he put it that's ever going to be safe? Because Mooncake's bound to have a shot, I think.
He can, if he hits the 9 softly, he's only really leaving the 5 and the 7. And so that might be his containing shot, is just leave the cue ball down there on the rail next to the 9.
Yeah, it's going to need a good first pot here for Mooncake, but if he gets it...
He ended up leaving the 4 as well because he double kissed the 9 and rolled back out into the table. If he hit half ball on the 9, he'd still be stuck to the end rail more or less.
Well, Cobra's pretty much saying, you know, there's your chance, let's see what you could do.
Well, he can pot a ball and get started. What he can do.
So...
It looks like the 1 has half a pocket. He's still got that tough cut on the 9, on the 5, but now he's got to worry about the 8 caroming into the corner pocket.
I think I'd be more inclined to look. I'd be looking at the 1, and then taking the 5. Yeah. Well, he's still okay.
Yeah.
He's still okay.
I don't think that was a real attempt at potting that ball. I think that was a little tactics.
It was just a little manoeuvre there. Yeah, he's still got the what's that? The pink 12. He's still got it locked up. So. Probably a good move in his part at the moment.
I think so. And Cobra's going to do the smart thing again and be sure not to pot a ball in this shot. Well, he's maneuvered the 9 into a possible breakout position. Although if it were a little further in front of the side pocket, it'd be a better one.
Good evening to Bill. Oh, was that your break stats in that first match, Larry? Well, it can only improve. Oh, we're going to have a good little bit of tactics going on here.
It's a good tactical 8-ball rack right here. All right, so on a real pool table, you can bank this 7 around the 9 without touching the 9 and replace it with the cue ball and have him be really stuck. However, in virtual pool, I don't think it fits around the 9 because the rail doesn't compress.
It doesn't shoot us pool.
You'd end up with no safety.
Well, the breakout's been done up table there. Although the two ball still sitting where it is, but
there you go.
That's not bad.
You can see the 7, but with both the 5 and the 2 blocked, I'm not sure he really wants to try it. However, now the stripes down here are available, the 9 and the 12, and so the stakes have been raised. Oh, what am I doing?
Yeah, he's
That was. I thought that was Mooncake's shot. I
you're
lost
doing
track
you're
there.
doing what I do. Yeah, Higgins 2-0 up. That's good news. Well, this is revenge for Higgins, by the way, for that. What final was it that he beat him? Was it the Masters? I'm trying to remember what match it was. This is. I'm trying to work out what Mooncake was planning there. I think he was wanting to hit that a wee bit softer to try and finish in one behind one of them.
Cue ball undercover behind the 1 and 3 over there.
Yeah, he just hit it too hard. And Cobra, I don't know what he did there, but he's had some sort of slight rush of blood.
Seemingly.
Now,
all right, well, the 2 obviously doesn't pass the 12. It does pass the 9, so there is a chance.
well, this is
making this run out.
This is I think he's too straight in this 5 if he's going to try and punch across for this 2.
I think he'd have to play the 1 next if he's playing the 5.
I think this is what would worry me, that he's going to try and do something too much here off this shot. You see, that's I don't know whether he tried to get there or whether he's going to commit himself to take this, but I think he's got that in the back of his mind about where the 2 is right now, and it's enticing him. You know, he's looking to take the bait himself. He's trying to convince himself to take this cut in the 2. I know the way he's thinking, and he's now deciding, how do I get back up for the 2 when I pot this 1? And can I miss this? Can I take the 3 and run up the table? He's running out of options, and that has almost done him, I think. Yeah. Well, run for cover, that's what I say. No, he's going all out. And goodness knows where this 7 ball's going to finish up.
Gonna move a bit. Going right towards the 10, and yeah, hit the 10.
Well, he will take that.
Oh, he got pretty good on it. He even got enough angle to get around the 2, I think. Look.
Now, can he run into one of those 2 balls and at least give himself a shot down that rail? Oh, he's going to end up hooking himself. He's going to end up hooking himself. I think he tried. I don't know what he tried, whether the angle was good to run into them or he was stunning to avoid them.
Well, he's stunned. If he had followed, I think he could have run into them.
No.
Well, and you don't really want to run into 14. You want to run into 12. But
do you reckon that
we'll never know.
Do you reckon that Mooncake's jamming his J button down in his keyboard looking for the jump cue, and now he realises he doesn't have one? You think that's what he's doing?
He seems like a smart guy. I bet he read the rules first.
I think he's now found out there's no jump cue.
Yeah, and I don't think you can really get this up and down fast enough with a house cue or with a playing cue to. Well, he's trying it.
Well, give him his dues. He's having a go. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't get close to clearing the 14. Though Cobra will have ball in hand and certainly will use it to take the 12 first to get that out of trouble.
Oh yeah, this is.
Then I'd like 14, 9, 10.
I think let's have a look at that 10 ball, because I would worry if that is frozen to the rail, and it's not, so he's fine. He may well leave that as his last ball just to cut across for the 8 anyway.
Yeah, if that was frozen, he might have done something crazy like shoot it first. Frozen balls are not friendly in virtual pool. It's another one of those sort of in-game idiosyncrasies. In real life, it's not really much, if any, harder to shoot a frozen ball than it is to shoot one that's, you know, at 1/8 inch or a millimeter or whatever off the rail.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But in this game, if it's stuck to the rail, it becomes next to impossible to make it from angle.
That's worked out nice, but again, Mooncake not getting it done, and these are hard to take. Easy pickings for Cobra to finish the rack. And now even more pressure on Mooncake to get a ball. And there's one has gone. Don't know what ball it was, but no, well, two have gone.
It was the 1 and the 9.
Right now. So open table. He's hampered by the 10. What looks good. Even though he's hampered with it.
Unfortunate. The solids look a little better.
Yeah.
Because of the 11 doesn't really have much of a pocket.
If he can drop this in. Oh, he just ran too far. I think he was trying to leave himself in the 6. But he's got the cut.
But he's still on the 2, so. Uh-oh. But now he's not on the 6. And now that he's cleared out this end of the table other than the 6, that becomes a bit of a liability.
Yep.
Yeah, he definitely wanted to be shooting the 6 here.
So 3 ball.
2 rails off the 3 gets him to the 7, or maybe the 6. Also, if he's really ambitious, he did go for it.
Well, now he's going to have to run around the table again. He's going to have to avoid traffic.
Maybe it would have been smarter to play for the 7 in the side and use the 7 to get good shape on the 6 there.
That's what I was thinking. He hit it too hard. But now he's got problems in avoiding traffic. So he doesn't want to do too much with the cue ball here. He's got to take the risk to run into a gap, and that's what happens. And now it's
the 6 has a full pocket past the 14.
Big shot. Make or break with a shot. Presume it's the 6 he's going for.
Guaranteed to have an easier shot on the 7 if he makes it. Ooh.
Again, that's exactly a 10-foot table shot there from distance. Trying to find the potting angle. Well, again, you look at the table and you say, well, where can Cobra go wrong? And I mean, I'm struggling. I'm struggling to find one.
The 15 might be the concern. It goes past the 6, but it's not a full pocket, so you don't want to be shooting it from an awkward angle.
Well, Slim, the 10-footer is catching most players out for pace. And also cutting angles as well for a lot of them, because none of these guys play in the 10-footer on any regular basis. The thing is I probably play more in the 10-footer more than any of the guys in the tournament. And I don't play that often, but when I do, it's always the 10-footer and Cowboy. And these guys are finding that, the weight of shot is different for a start. Obviously, you've got more ground to cover. But they'll pick up as the tournament goes on anyway. That's going to happen. But yes, first timers on the 10-footer are going to be caught out, and I have seen big evidence of that in a couple of the matches so far. Snake Eyes struggled. His touch was too soft, and he wasn't getting there most of the time.
Yeah, I've definitely seen him play better. But I've also seen Cobra and Bill and Spec are constantly playing in challenge rooms, and lately it's still been 9-ball all the time, but it has been on this 10-footer.
Yeah, they've been doing a bit of practice,
getting used to the table, if not the game.
It's all in the preparation, and this is marked on the card. Cobra goes to double figures. He's only going to be on the hill.
Yep. And once again, you rarely see him moving the cue ball all that much from last ball to 8-ball.
Well, he's missed one bad one that annoyed him. Other than that, he's not made any real big hatchet jobs of mistakes. That's the way he plays most of the time anyway. Oh yeah, overcutting him. Larry struggled early on. Larry in about 3 or 4 shots wasn't actually getting to the pocket. He was pushing the ball to the rail, trying to read that cut angle sometimes. But as I say, the longer you're on the table, the more used to it you'll get, provided you're still in the tournament, that is. Whose break was that there? Cobra? Must have been dry then.
Cobra's break, which I guess was dry, and Mooncake made a solid and immediately hooked himself on these 2 solids he's right next to. But fortunately, the 7 was right there, so he's still in okay shape.
Well, the worry I've got straight away is that he's having to deal with this down table here, and there's 2 of his balls up table and 8 balls down table.
And the 3 now, it's sitting right next to the pocket, but look at how much of the position, how narrow the position zone gets between the 8 and the 9.
He didn't play that one with a great deal of conviction.
No.
I think he was obviously trying to hold to cut that 6, but he was then going to be leaving the 4 there.
Yeah, it was going to be a difficult cue ball traveling back and forth, transatlantic flights in order to complete that run out.
So a reminder for any latecomers tonight, we've got Hairpig in the commentary box for this match. I think you're only here for this match, you've got to go and pick up the kids. But later on, we have, in fact not later on, about 20 minutes time, we've got Albinario against Tommy at 9 o'clock in their first round match. And I don't know whether Friday Night 9-ball's still going on or whether it's finished. And Steve said he's going to, he said to me tonight he's going to change it to 7 o'clock next week, hopefully. Well, where's Cobra going to go wrong here then?
It'll have to be by getting not good on the 9, but he just took that out of play.
Yeah.
He does seem to be doing a great job looking ahead at where the problem is going to come from and attacking it, as soon as possible. Such as on that shot, it wouldn't necessarily have occurred to every player that they needed to move the 9, but
no. I think he's just looking to run straight through, or is he trying to draw back off the 9? He's in 2 minds here.
He doesn't want to get doubled up where he has to shoot the 14 and 11
stunning.
Combo.
Is he drawn or stunning? Oh, he is. He's drawn.
So he bumped the 14, which takes that out of play. These 2 in the same pocket, maybe? Oh, no.
Oh, dear. Now, suddenly, strange things happen. It's amazing how it can go.
Suddenly, Mooncake is a prohibitive favorite to win this rack.
Yeah, I think his odds have slightly increased with that shot from Cobra. Is that the final, Miasma? Larry and Spectre Dawn? Okay then, that's what, 6 o'clock that started, so it's under 3 hours.
The 14 ending up right next to the 3 could possibly be, well, it could have been the only way Cobra was going to get away with winning this rack, but Mooncake's doing the right thing. When your opponent only has one ball on the table, it's real easy usually to keep them locked up until you have a chance to open everything. And now, if Cobra hits the 14, he probably opens up the 3, and if he doesn't hit the 14, then Mooncake can use ball in hand to solve it.
Yeah. I think his odds were widening, with every shot there. He's got virtually no chance of winning this unless Mooncake just hangs it over a pocket or something.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to have to be an execution error on a simple shot, because simple shots should be all that's left.
The biggest worry that I've got for Mooncake here is going low in the 8 ball and running too far. He wants to be in the middle of the table to the right side near the right middle pocket, somewhere over that direction, and that's all he should be trying. Now the angle he's got, he can push to the short rail and come back up the right side as we look.
Yeah. Yep. As long as he doesn't get the very unlikely scratch in the side. There we go.
Well, there's a rack that Mooncake never thought would see on his side of the scorecard. I think he thought it was pretty much over.
Yep. But Cobra did have that, from his second to last ball to his last ball. He had an angle where he had to run around a couple of rails, and he caught the corner pocket points, and it all went wrong.
Well, look at this table. I mean, I think I could pot a couple of balls in this table. This is come to the party. Look at this. I mean, Mooncake's got a ball. He's got everything on if he wants it. And he's got to be out. Well, needless to say, that's irrelevant. We know that he has to be out, but I mean, there's no excuse for not being out.
Got to bounce back enough to see the 13 past the 6.
Oh, I think you're right enough. As he got there,
he did, but he kind of flirted with it. I would have pulled it back a little more, or tried to. He probably tried to. But. Yeah, and now if you go 14, 9, 15, 11, then
out into the table for the 8.
There's really nothing to do with the cue ball until you have to go from the 11 to the 8.
The angle he's got in the 9, obviously the cue ball's running in the direction of the 15, so he's got to just gently nuzzle the 9 in to hold the line, and that will do. And now all he needs is a good angle in this 11. He doesn't want to be drawn into the table. He wants to be coming in behind the 4 if he can do it, and get out and up for the 8. Let's have a look. What's he got? Well, he's dead straight pretty much.
It's very straight.
This is going to go wrong if he draws in behind the 3.
Or the 2.
Oh.
He went the other way to take that out of play and accepted a longer shot.
Well, this will test your eye coordination, hand-eye coordination for this line into the corner. That'll do it. That'll give him a wee bit more confidence. Just to hang in there.
Oh, Bedhead, he's been rooting for my commentary.
Good evening to Bedhead.
Oh. It'll be on YouTube for posterity later.
Now, Cobra, what's went down? The 2 ball's gone. He's given it a good bit of thought.
He'll want the solids.
Yeah, they don't look too bad. I mean, he's got these 2 balls down the bottom of the table, the 5 and 6. He's got a wide open 4 ball into the middle pocket.
The
And
7's the one with the constricted positional zone because of the 15. He has to get over there on that side rail.
well, this is probably a two-way shot. He may well come across the side rail.
Uh-huh.
I thought he was
Yeah,
going to. I thought he was going to try and go over for either the 6 or the 7 there.
well, that's gone disastrously wrong. I
Yeah.
think he did try to do that, but he bumped the 4 and ended up on neither of them, and unlucky enough to not even have the 5 because he's nestled against the 4.
This is starting to taste nasty here for Cobra, this situation. This does not look good. And that was none too bad of a safety shot either, I don't think.
I think he might be able to cut the 12 in, which might be worth doing from here if he can.
Yeah, he can get to the 12 past the 8, but he's not got much more to go on here. This is tight.
Well, he solved that problem, the 15 ball problem there. So he's down to the fact that the 12 is a little tight, trying to make it past the 8 to get position on it, and the fact that the 6 is blocking this pocket for these other 2 balls.
Yeah.
Now, he could go for a crafty play where he bumps the 11 and leaves Cobra only a look at the 6. Well, that's not what he did. But he could have left the cue ball where the 10 cut off the 4, but he had a wide open look at the 6, as if to say, Cobra, get your 6 out of my way. But I'm not sure Cobra would have fallen for that.
Well, he's no choice for those 2 balls that he's right next to. He's got the cut in the 11, or is it the 11 or the 13? Oh, he's looking to bank that. Oh yeah, he's no way he's cutting that. Big pocket though. Well, big-ish. And it's in clean. It's a good shot, but...
And he hit it straight in. Isn't it funny how when you have a big pocket, you suddenly get more accurate and drill them in the center?
I'll tell you something, this will be the out of the tournament so far if he can get anywhere near these 2 balls. I mean, his chances are fairly slim looking at it.
Yeah, well, with the 5 ball there, he's real short on pockets for those balls. And he's not on the 12, unless he plays it off the 5.
See how much of this he can
Doesn't
see.
look like it's going to get him on those other 2 balls if he does.
Yeah,
so.
that's going to be the shot. You called it. He's going to try and play it in off the 5. And at best, he's going to have a bank in the 14, I would think.
Yeah, it'll be a bank. Maybe 2 banks.
I maybe would have played it a little bit gentler than that. But
yeah, I'd like to think I would have also.
What's happened to this?
The hasn't passed the 4 now, so
yeah, problem up table.
He's managed to get a little bit of luck.
Of course, Cobra's got the table under control with that shot.
He just called it 12 because he's going to kick it rather than trying to hit this 9 ball, which I guess he can't actually see. So that makes sense.
Well, I think he feels this is last chance saloon here, just hit and hope.
Well, if he gives a ball in hand, he doesn't really expect to see the table again.
Well, if that slows up,
no ball in hand.
If it slows up,
and
yeah, that's not bad.
Awkward.
That's not bad.
So with ball in hand, though,
that still keeps him alive.
Play the 7-6 combo, or even. Oh, he doesn't have ball in hand. I'm sorry, he hit that ball.
Yeah, but you're right enough what you say. If he plays the 4 and just drops it dead, he'll push the 7 onto the 6 anyway, and that's that problem dealt with. I don't know what the angle's like. What does it look like?
He's a little thin on the 4.
He's just trying to drop it in and no more. Yep.
Yeah, that's well done. And the 6 is off off the point just enough that I think it's likely to drop if the 7 contacts it at all. Oh, however.
Well.
Yeah, he made sure to play position on the 5 in case he happened to make both of those balls.
Yeah, it doesn't really change the situation, I don't think, though. I mean, Mooncake can't really do anything with these 2 balls. And
he could. I would kind of like to.
What about
knock the 14 around the 9 and roll up on the 9 where you get the Chinese snooker on the 5 ball. That seems to have been the best.
He might. I mean, he's got to obviously get a ball to rail, though, hasn't he? So.
Yeah, well, I think he could have from that other angle. He could have made the 14 hit the rail, but now he doesn't really have that. Going to try this very steep cut on the 14, maybe clearing the 6 out of the pocket if he happens to make it. Oh no, playing the carom or the billiard or whichever one of those you call that shot.
Well,
didn't work.
I think this is it now for Cobra. I think the only concern he's got is rolling the 6 in. He's just got to find that gap there. He doesn't want to suddenly find he's locked behind the 9 or something trying to get that 5 ball. So he's going to maybe
bump the 9.
Yeah, well,
or he could stun over for the 7.
Now he may well have stunned
bumping the 9 because he'd have been.
I've got the funny feeling he stunned over. I think he stunned over for the 5 there and didn't get there, possibly, but we can only know if Cobra tells us that. But oh, is it going to run too far? This is a testy one. This is a testy one.
I think it stopped just in time to not be really too tough for a player like Cobra. Yep. And there's the fat lady singing.
Oh, it used all the pocket though. It used all the pocket, but
no, we did.
Cobra goes through by 11 racks to 6. We'll have a quick look at the bracket. Who's he due to play next, I wonder?
Looked at this earlier. It's DJ Simon, I think.
Oh no, wait a minute here. Yeah, DJ Simon. Well, Simon, though, he knows how to pot a ball, but Cobra should still be too strong in that match. Well, that finished in nice time because we've got about 5 minutes before Albinario gets underway against Toby. Presume you're heading out now, Hair Pig?
I am indeed.
Well, thank you for your company, and get yourself a mic and a headset.
Yeah, maybe so.
Right, we'll see you again soon then.
Alright, thanks a lot, Hugh.
Right, cheers. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining. Right, so what do we do now for 5 minutes? I think what we'll do is we will have a look at how things are set up. We've got that match with Boots and Legit Matthews. Again, I don't know whether it will go ahead. We've got Shibo waiting in the winner of it. We've got Jose and Wanwa or Fan waiting to arrange their match. Bill's waiting on that. We've got the match coming up next between Albinario and Tommy. Poolaholic waiting on the winner of that. We've got Semi-Pro has been sending messages to Simon and has had no response, so he may well get advanced. And Matt is waiting on the winner of that, so that should be a good match. We've got Bedhead to play Marcellus in round 2, Larry to play Popman. We have Keith with a dodgy PC to play Mr. Fox. Cobra to play DJ Simon. LS3 with Spectre Dawn on Sunday night. I'll be there for that one at 7:30. And Cheeky Chico waiting on the winner of that one. And that one must have been arranged. Well, that actually is in the afternoon on Sunday between Mr. Strocum and Miasma. And Fast Eddie waiting on the winner of that one. And we have Anzi and Disabler. And the winner will play Jeeves. Again, I don't know whether this match will go ahead because I don't think I've ever seen any of those two guys. We've got Stubb. Whether he sent anything to Ice Age, I don't know. And Mark Sharp waiting on the winner of it. And then Gung Ho is arranged to play Woody. That's tonight at 10 PM. I won't be there for that. I'll be going to bed. And Chico is waiting on the winner of that one. Ser Gresham Sunday afternoon against Jover at 4 PM. That's Greenwich Mean Time, of course. And Pater Invictus waiting on the winner of that. And Columbus, who went through in that epic match. Epic for the wrong reasons, I have to say. 2 hours and 20 minutes. It took those guys to get that done. And I think we suffered watching it. But Columbus will play Hazard. And the match from earlier on today, Christian against Little Wolf. Little Wolf gone through 11-9. And he will play, or he or she will play John Boo. And that is it. We are up to date. And that's only killed 2 minutes. So what do we talk about now? Where is everybody? Oh, there's Cobra. Well done. Who else is still there? Miasma, well, is still there. I think everybody, well, I think anybody that's there will be waiting on the Albinario match. Now, who's Albinario playing again? Tommy. Is Tommy there? I don't think I've seen him yet. Oh, there he is. He's in practicing. That's good. I think it could have been a bit closer if Mooncake had had his break working in the earlier part of the match. I don't think he get very much joy. But there is a difference going to that 10-foot table if you haven't put in the practice. Friday night 9-ball. Larry and Spec. In fact, there's a good idea. Let's just jump into that for a minute and see what's happening. Oh, I've still got it in the green cloth. That's ugly. 7-4 to Spectre Dawn. I think that was... what ball went in there? I think that was a cue ball, was it? Yeah, scratch. Oh, chance for Larry. Yeah, you should start playing Cowboy Cobra. That's the game to be playing. That's where the skill is. Well, Larry, well, he's going to have to start battling back into this. Well, dare I tell you guys what Steve was saying to me in the chat in Discord earlier on before the match started? Dare I tell you guys? I'm supposed to suggest that it would... What about, you know how we had the 8-ball World Championship on the bar table and Semi-Pro won it? And, and it was a tight table with all those balls on it, so the onus was in moving the cue ball, getting good position, and all of that stuff. What about a 9-ball championship on the bar table? And what Steve said is don't ask them, don't say what about a 9-ball championship on the bar table, because they'll all say no, and that's pretty much right. Well, Larry, from the scratch, with ball in hand, runs out, needs a ball, he's got a ball, and he's got a shot. He's looking good because everything's on. Well, I think, Slim, think about it, guys. Think about it. There was quite a few people were probably not so keen to have 8-ball on the bar table, and it turned out to be a very enjoyable tournament. So it was. And, don't say no till you've tried it. Oh, has it started? Yeah, we'll drop in a second. We'll just see if Larry can get this run out. He'll be back to within 1. Yeah, we'll give him that. Right, so Albinario against Tommy. Where the hell is it in the bracket? I've probably gone past it again. Why can't I see it? I'm probably just as quick leaving the room and going into the damn room than I am trying to find it in the bracket. Can't find it. I can't see it for looking at it. Right, so this is a round 1 match, race to 11. Albinario won the lag and broke off. Tommy at the table. How can Higgins still be 2-0 up? How long's that match taken, Keith? He was 2-0 up an hour and a half ago. Yeah, I hate that bracket. And I could not find Albinario on it there. You're telling me it's still 2-0 to Higgins? That's amazing. They must have had a fire alarm or something. Or they've re-racked the balls about 6 times. That looks a good shot. That's not bad apart from the cue ball scratching. It was good all the way up until the cue ball fell in the pocket. Again, Albinario's got the 1 problem ball, dealing with the 4. And then, well, it looks as if he's going to deal with these first. Well, that's a big chance gone there against the break there for Tommy. Just letting the cue ball run through too much. And straight away, on Tommy's break, he has to respond. I wonder if Steve's sitting there with his stopwatch timing this shot clock. And I don't think there was any joy there. Didn't hear anything go down. And I'll be having a study at the table now. What looks good here? Well, if he's going to take the solids, that's the first ball to get rid of, the one he's looking at. Presuming the 10 ball, or is that the 14 ball? 14 ball goes past the 6. So that deals with that one. He can roll through for any of those 2 balls on the side rail, or the 3 balls on the side rail, whichever he prefers. He's just gone a bit straight in that 15. He's just going to nip this in, a little punch, just to get the cue ball into the table. Again, he's slightly straight, so he might look at just killing this and taking that 10 across the table. I don't care what anyone says, these are the things that hurt the most in this game. You know, you break dry. It's the same in 9 ball obviously, but it's nothing worse than breaking dry and getting a good break but nothing going down and everything's open pretty much. And you've just got to sit back and suffer the pain, knowing the inevitable is going to happen. Oh, wait a minute, sorry, I didn't even know you were in the room. I didn't even notice you there, Steve.
Good evening. Yeah, I know. I was wondering how to get your attention.
Yeah, I'd never even noticed you. Now, let's do a sound check, guys. Can you hear Steve okay, or do you want the volume a little bit higher?
He's set up.
Up higher. I've probably still got you set to 120. Let me look. Yeah, I've got you way up at 143%. I can't.
Right, I'll raise it. There,
right.
That's higher on my end now.
Right.
It should be.
Right, Steve's raised his volume. That's as good as it's going to be because I've got him at 143%. I only had Hairpig at 87, and he was coming through loud and clear, albeit with the echo that was in his room. So Steve's arrived in the house. And Tommy, did you see that first, that rack there by Tommy where he had the combo and then he scratched the middle?
No, I missed that part. Or I was fooling around trying to get your attention. I don't know it. I didn't see it.
Yeah, well, he played a decent enough combo, but the cue ball just tracked straight through into the middle pocket and that was it. That was his chance to get on the board.
Well, there's quite a mess here for Tommy, so this isn't looking good for him. I mean, unless Albin makes a mistake, he's going to run out.
Yeah, it's not looking too favourable, I have to say. 9 balls in the open pretty much anyway. Well, let's see how good Albie is at picking the line here for this 8 ball. Pretty good, I would say.
Well, looks like Tommy better start doing something pretty quick here.
Well, this ain't going to help him. I didn't see anything go down.
Nope. And where did he break from? Did he break from the middle?
I wasn't even looking, I was reading the chat.
He must have broke from the middle. You know, that's the thing. If you're going to break from the middle, you better make balls because it spreads them. You know, a safer break is breaking on the second ball from the side because it tends to leave more balls clustered. If you're breaking from the middle, it spreads them, and you know you got to make one.
Now these solids, well, they don't look bad. I mean, Albinario can take the 2, get onto that 1, deal with it. I think he can anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I would not wait too long on that 4 ball just because it's a little harder to get on.
Well, yeah, you know, I think he's. It looks to me that he's possibly thinking of leaving it as the last ball and just dropping the 4 in and taking that 8 ball across the table.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about that is just, you know.
Well, he's got to get good on the 4 to be able to do that in the first place. So he's got to get it right.
Yeah, I mean, I take that back. The way the 8 ball's sitting, yeah, playing the 4 last probably is the right play. But I think he wants to shoot the 6 now and then the 5 because he wants to get it over on the long rail so he can get pretty straight on the 4.
How does that look from his end?
Well, it looks pretty good. I mean, this is just a little bit of left English to spin it over there. He just doesn't want to get funny on this thing.
Yeah, spin's done the trick. That'll do nice.
Yeah, that's good. That's good enough. Well played rack by Albin.
Now, is that Friday night 9 ball finished yet? Because I don't think I'll see anything coming up in the room chat. I don't think it posts anything in the room chat. But Larry was battling his way back when I left the room there. Is that another dry one? Yes, it is.
I didn't see the break. I didn't see where he broke from either. This one's a little more clustered up though, so a little harder to run out. And they're both okay, but I mean, obviously the 11 ball is blocking the pocket there, so solids might be slightly better. I would be shooting this 5 ball if it was me.
That Higgin match seems to be taking an eternity, Keith. I don't know what the hell's going on with that.
Well, Looks like he's going to shoot the 4, which is fine. Oh, by the way, I did fix the weight on the brake. It adds 45 seconds. It wasn't doing it. The code was in there to do it, but it wasn't doing it. So when I do the update, you're going to get a lot longer after the break.
Yeah, because Larry said Larry I think had his stopwatch on it, and he said it was still 30, even though it says 40 in the tournament page.
No, he must have said he wasn't getting the extra.
Yeah, the extra, yeah.
He should have got the 40.
Well, I think he said it was still 30. Mind you, Larry's busy in that match, I presume, still, but he might well drop in.
The change I made may not have taken effect for some reason. I'll have to look at that too. That was just in the database. Well, he needs to do something with the 7 pretty quick.
I think it's a tall order to get the job done here.
Well, I think, one of the mistakes people make, and I think most of the players here are probably making it, is that when you get after the break, the first thing you decide is which ones you want. And the second thing you decide is how you're going to run them out. And if you're not going to run out, what ball you're going to play to. You need a plan, and you need to see I'm gonna play the balls in this order, and move the cue ball here for each one, and it seems like a lot, but you can do it pretty fast. And you may not stay with that plan. You get out of line or something happens, but you need to have that plan. If you don't have a plan, then you're in real trouble in this game, because if you just make these balls and then leave the table with your opponent having a lot of balls and you having a few, that's a formula for losing.
8 racks always spected on, and Larry was, what, 7-4 down? Yeah. He's hanging in there. Tommy called that, what was it, he called the 6 off the 11 there into the bottom left corner pocket. What's Albinario done here?
Nothing good.
I mean, this is he hasn't got to the rail to get the 10. I think
he can shoot the 11, and that's what I would do, because even if you don't make it, if you just get it in the pocket, it blocks the pocket.
Yeah, that's going to be the solution. Well, it's gone in.
He might have been better off not making it, to be honest. I mean, he's got some issues here. I mean, they're solvable, but it's not easy to get out from where the balls are laying. He needs to get to that 10 ball pretty quick. I think he's probably going to try to bump it right here. Shoot the 13, bump the 10, have the 9 or 14. The problem with bumping the 10 like this is you're going pretty directly into it. I think it'll shade on the left side of it, which is good because it'll bring it out. If you go straight into it and double kiss it, it's no good. He seems to be drawing this. I'm not sure why he's trying to draw it.
He wants to play it up table.
Yeah, I know he did, but it would have been easy just to hit it and bump it on the left side and it'd pop out right in front of the side pocket. Because for sure he's going to have a shot on the 9 and possibly on the 14 if he would have bumped the 10 ball. He's still got a lot of trouble here. Whoop. The only good news is he came out pretty good there. I mean, Tommy's got a tough shot here. The 7 ball does go by the 6.
What's that in the... Could you please fix the snakes versus admin problem, please, Steve? I got kicked 2 hours ago.
The fix is getting pretty close to being a ban, so Um, I think saying you got kicked for no reason is
Yeah,
at this point almost laughable. As
yeah.
much trouble as we've had with
Yeah,
these
well,
snakes. I mean,
Steve's a bit more diplomatic in his comments. What I'm saying is, if that's you, Snakes, you're a bit of an asshole half the time, and you don't behave properly when you're in rooms. I know if it was me, you'd have been booted out the door a long time ago, but I'm not that diplomatic. That's me had my say in the situation. Anyway, Albinario has found a way to do it again.
well, I mean that was a difficult rat for
Yeah.
Tommy, but I don't really think he had a plan. You need a plan right off the bat. If you've got one problem ball, you've got to have a plan of how to get to that ball. And
Yeah.
usually you want to get your problem balls early. And, you know, if you have to break them out or move balls, you want to have other balls that you can shoot at in case things don't go quite right. The worst thing you can do is leave a problem ball to the very last because
I keep saying that, Steve. I keep saying it. They don't listen to me.
of course not. You're Scottish. They're not going to listen to
Yeah,
you.
they don't listen. You know, deal with your problem balls. Well, we know where the problem lies here. I mean, we've got pretty much a lock up top of the table with the 8 ball, whatever ball that is, the 14 or something up the table. I can't be bothered getting down to look. No doubt Albinario is going to try and work out a way. Is that the 14? Yes, it is. He's going to try and work out a way to get a chip on it.
Well, the problem is he's only got one ball, which is a 13 that's remotely close, and he needs to get on that in the right angle. I mean, in some ways the solids were better because you had the 3 and the 5, which are both in good positions to break that 8 ball out.
Well, that's going to do it. That'll do. You just got to get a shot next after it, though.
Yeah, he got in a good angle here, and he's hitting it with the right English, which is what you want to do. I wouldn't hit it that easy, though.
Nope.
Yeah.
Now he's going to just run and hide. Go for cover.
I think he can make this 14 ball.
Can he? Let's have a look.
Whether or not he can get a shot on the 8 ball is another story. I don't know if the 14 will go from this angle. You need to be more straight on it.
I think he's calling the
He's
bank.
going to bank it. Yeah. That's not a bad play. I mean, at this point, where the balls are sitting, that's probably his best choice.
That'll do it. How's his shot though? Well, he's going to have to test the non-jump cue method.
I don't think that's going to work well being that close to the 3 ball. He's going to have to hit it perfect.
Yeah, I think who was it tried to jump earlier on? It wasn't Cobra, but it was. Let's just say it was unsuccessful. He's trying to just tuck himself in behind, and that, I have to say, it's not a bad effort. He's left a shot,
effort, but it's not good enough.
Yeah, he's left a shot.
He left is not. It's not going to be too tough to make that 2 ball. Now in this situation, you know, he doesn't even have to shoot this if he doesn't want to. He can play some sort of safety.
Oh dear, this doesn't look good.
Ouch.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a worse form of self-inflicted damage.
Right now, everything that can go wrong is going wrong for Tommy. But, you know, it's tough. He's playing Albin, who you know, is a good player and he knows how to play 8-ball, and Tommy's not getting a lot of chances, and they're tough situations. And
Cue
you know,
ball. Well, there's a chance. I'm trying to inspire Tommy here to get himself off the mat. He's going to have work to do here, though.
Yeah, I would be tempted to take the stripes here. Go 13 to the 9-ball and play out from there. Oh, is the ball behind the line? Is that what the rule is on this?
Scratching the break is ball behind the line. I think, what is it, foul during the game, you get ball in hand. I think that's the way it's working out.
Well, because the different 8-ball games have different rules, so I get them confused sometimes. I didn't realize this was ball behind the line. Well, in that case, then he almost has to take the solids.
Here Pig was asking earlier on when I think the 8-ball went down in the break, and Hairpig was querying why the 8-ball was respotted, because again he was going on about another set of rules that sometimes you have the option to play or re-rack them or something. I can't remember what he said.
Yeah, that's on a bad break. I think on the 8-ball in, it's I think it's just spotted. On a bad break, there's a multiple choice, like an illegal break. Then the incoming player has a choice of. I think he can re-break. I think he can make the original player re-break. I mean, there's multiple options.
Mm.
Well, so far he's doing okay, but he needs to get this 4-ball out of there. I think he might be able to shoot it. It's very close. I think he can throw that 4-ball into the side pocket. That's what I would be doing right here is after the 1. You know, instead he's making the mistake that you don't want to make. He's basically been ignoring it.
Yeah.
Now, this is his one chance here, and he needs to hit this with speed because the angle's not good. If he just taps this, it's just going to go straight to the side rail. Well, he came out of it pretty good.
Well, at least he's got something of a shot.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would think he could get out from here. I mean, his big problem is his angle's a little funny on this 4-ball. He needs to squeak by the 14, you know. If he goes to the other side, he's going to have to hit it. Well, he can shoot the 6 in the side pocket if he can kind of squeak by the 14 on that side. Either way, he's got to squeak by the 14 on one side or the other. Well, he played a pretty good shot, but he didn't make the ball.
Always having a look at this 14, so it's a reasonably big pocket past the 4. That's only sort of half a problem for Albinario.
Yeah, I don't think Albin has any problems. That's a big pocket, and he's on this pretty good. I think Albin will run out here, and it's going to be 7-0.
Right, Miasma. Good night. Well, I said to Albinario earlier on tonight, I said, and I maybe made a mistake by saying that, I've probably done for Tommy. I said to Albinario, I says, your match starts at 9, try and get it over fairly quickly. I want to get to bed, because I'm up at 4 AM, and I think Albinario's listened to me. That's about the first time he has.
Well, he's following instructions because he's making good decisions. He's playing well. And his opponent is struggling, so it's not looking good. I mean, it's a tough situation. I mean, Albin plays better than Tommy. Albin's playing well, and then things are going wrong for Tommy. I mean, it's not like Tommy's played terribly. He's had some tough tables. He's made a few bad choices, and it's just really one-sided because of that. And it's just a tough situation to be in.
Yeah, it's pretty much black or white because you live or die by those choices.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to do a whole lot when somebody's playing good. You don't have to do a whole lot to lose. I've lost matches where I didn't get out of my chair, where I lost the lag or flip, and guy broke and ran the set out on me. So, you know, it's when you're not getting a lot of chances, it's tough because when you do get chances, you've really got to take advantage of them, and Tommy hasn't been able to.
Well, we remember the habit that Albinario got into in the last big tournament. He got himself into good positions, then started getting very generous and letting guys back into matches. But I don't think there's much evidence of that happening so far.
No, and I think Tommy, you know, Tommy's play level and this 10-footer, and you know, I think his real only chance to get anything going is to get some easy tables and try to get in some kind of rhythm. So far, every time he's got to the table, there's been problems where he, you know, they're not that easy to work out.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is the ideal join the dot situation here. All the balls are all well apart, most of them, and just find your way to the next one is really what it's about.
Yep. Yeah, this is critical here. He needs to get on this 5-ball the right way. I mean, he could play the combination. He may have to with the angle he's got. Let's see what he does here.
No,
he got on it.
I don't know what he actually really tried to get on there, because the 3 does go. He might have tried.
He was trying to get on the 5-ball, I think.
Mm.
And that was a ball to get on, and he failed.
No, obviously.
I think he's going to have to play the 3-ball now, but the problem with this is it's going to hit the left side of the 4 and want to go to the left. The cue ball is going to hit the left side of the 4 on this. I mean, which isn't particularly good for the direction the cue ball will go.
Now, what's he called here?
He's calling a combination, I think. He's going to play some kind of swerve shot. Oh, he's going to try to play a jump shot. Maybe a little masse here. Yep, a little masse. He hit it pretty good. Did not make it. That was a nice shot.
There's his backup shot, though. He's blocked the 8.
I'll say something else about, you know, just a tip for playing this. You do not have to try to run out.
No.
I mean, you can make a ball, get your ball choice, make a ball or two, and then, you know, play safe. You know, you can just try to rearrange the table, try to make your balls better, the other guy's worse. I mean, one of the best shots you can play is, you know, take a problem ball and get it someplace in front of a pocket or blocking a guy and put the cue ball in the place so the other guy doesn't have a shot or has a very difficult shot. I mean, that's the kind of thing that wins games.
Yeah.
Trying to run out when the table's really tough and you can is not a good strategy.
Yeah, but the problem with that, Steve, is nobody's listening. Most of the guys in this tournament aren't listening to a word you're saying. They're not paying any attention. I've seen it far too often. You know, they get to the table and they don't do what you're talking about. I mean, exactly what you're saying. Know your limitations and know when to stop potting balls. It's imperative that you don't just sell out by having, going and trying to run the table in situations that are not favourable for you, but they don't listen.
It can be tough to play smart. I mean, it's a different way of thinking, but the one thing you got to come to the realization of really fast is that if I run 6 balls and leave 1 and my opponent's got 6 or 7 on the table, I'm going to lose. Yep. He doesn't even have to shoot at balls. He can just bump balls around and leave me no shot.
Yep.
Until he likes the table, and then he's going to run out. I mean, you absolutely cannot run a bunch of balls and leave 1 or 2 left. That's not going to do it. So once you know that, then you look at the table and go, I don't think I can get out here. Well, that's a clue that this is one of the times that you shouldn't be trying to run them. My favorite thing is when somebody walks in and there's an 8-ball game going and they go, who's winning? And they consider the person that's made more balls at that point the person that's winning. Well, that's absolutely not the case.
Yep.
If you're going to make balls, you better be running out. Otherwise, you better be ducking because, and when you duck, you want to improve the table.
Well, Albinario went for cover behind the 3 there, and he didn't quite get it, and Tommy has buried him.
Yeah, and that's a smart play. That's what he needs to be doing.
Exactly, yeah.
Now, the only bad thing about this situation for Tommy is Albin hits a ball, and he's going to leave Tommy a long shot, and possibly get a hook out of it. I mean, there's other balls he can get behind. I mean, this is actually a pretty good kicking situation as far as kicking goes.
Yeah, he's left it tough.
Yeah, well, he didn't come out of it great, but
well, this is going to test Tommy's nerve. I mean, this is not easy. And a lot of guys have been, cutting him. They haven't been getting that potting angle from distance in this 10-footer. I've seen an awful lot of guys, and Tommy doesn't fancy it.
So that's a smart play.
He's waiting a better move, which is the right thing to do. But has he got cover though?
Thing to do. Well, the biggest problem with this, why is he going that way? I don't know why he's not shooting a 4-ball. Oh, he can see the 3-ball. That's why.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because it's off the rail.
Okay.
It's off the rail. I thought he'd got it covered. Well, now there's no probably second option here. It's finished really awkward again.
Yeah, I mean, it's just gone like this for Tommy. It could have rolled up super simple. Instead, it rolls up kind of tough on him. But he's got to play on this 13 ball. He's just got to cut this with a lot of right English, and he can shoot the 14 next. He doesn't want to do that.
This is all
a combo, which isn't a terribly difficult shot, but
all or nothing. No, yeah. How is he now?
Well, he didn't handle the cue ball well.
Well, he's making the hard work of it. I hope he gets it just for the sake of getting something on the board. But
sure, you don't want to have a donut. I've had very few donuts in my life, but I have had them, and it's not that much fun. I remember Lee Van Corteza beat me 9-0. It wasn't pretty.
And you did well to get beat 9-0, I bet you, Steve.
I did not play well. I mean, that's the really sad part of it. It's not like he dominated the match. I got several chances. I played like a jackass.
4-0 to Higgins, good. He's looking good for revenge against Yan Bingtao. That Yan Bingtao, I don't know whether you've seen much of that boy, but he's got the chance of being a good champion, but I think his biggest problem is his break building choices. He's one of these break builders that tends to be a bit like Steve Davis. He doesn't. He's not so keen to get into the pack of reds and being as attacking. I think he'd be a much better player and much more dangerous if he did. But he's a promising prospect, very dangerous player, and he's so young as well.
Tommy got a game. Well, the thing about snooker is I think, with the way the young guys kind of going the way One Pocket did when Efren came along, is everybody played real conservative One Pocket till Efren came along, and he completely changed the game being aggressive.
Yeah.
And, there's a book called Power One Pocket by Scott Frost. He's got to get a chance to break the balls, and you go, well, why would you break them there? It's going to push all the balls to the other side. Well, not when you slam them at 1,000,000 miles an hour, because then they bounce back. I mean, they'll do some crazy stuff, and it can be pretty effective.
Yeah, Albinario had a quick disconnect there. I think he's having.
Okay.
I think he's having a bit of a connection problem.
Yeah, it auto reconnects, so that's probably what happened.
Yeah, Ronnie O'Sullivan. Ronnie O'Sullivan's just, it's as if he's not trying. But see, today, I don't think he hardly put a foot wrong.
Well, he is trying, but the reason why he looks like he's not trying is because of the speed he plays.
Well, he just. Again, I've watched snooker for years, for more than 40 years, and you've seen how players decline. There's no sign of any decline in the level that Higgins and O'Sullivan are still playing at. I mean, he just looks he looks too good to get. Yeah, he looks too good to get too bad, if you know what I mean. You know, even if he's, I think he sets his standards so high, and his cue ball control and his break building is just so damn good. You know, there's guys, you know, the matches earlier in the tournament, races to 4, there's guys coming to the table getting like, you know, 2 shots during the whole match. That type of thing. Absolutely deadly.
You should be able to play well into your 50s. You know, the thing that happens when you get older, the main thing that goes, it's not that you can't play well, it's that it's hard to be consistent.
Yeah.
You know, your body doesn't feel good some days. The consistency just isn't there. So it becomes harder to win tournaments because you have more bad matches. But, you know, your good matches can still be tremendous. Well, that was a pretty good play there.
Larry says he shot the, or did Albinario did, he shot the 1 and the 2 and then the table reset. Oh no, Larry's got reset back to the 1. Well, I think that depends on how you disconnect and what the server sees or whatever. You know, players will come back in after they've had a disconnect and say, well, I potted that ball, but when I'm watching it, the ball's still on the table. Things like that.
Yeah, well, when they disconnect and the shot hasn't been distributed to everybody else, so when they come back, it gives them what it was, not what they did. The shot's got to complete and be sent to the server before the server knows what happened. So if it disconnects before the server gets it, then it's gonna hop back, shoot that same shot over again.
It never said that Larry had been disconnected, though. That's a weird one.
Well, no, that's normal. See, what you guys don't realize is it'll auto reconnect to the room.
Right.
And you know, I mean, it does it a fair amount, and sometimes it does it like really quick. I mean, you might be gone for a couple 100 milliseconds, and it'll reconnect it right away, and you don't even realize you've been disconnected.
So basically, if I'm in the room as a spectator and I see that, you know, I see in the chat that Larry's left the room, Larry's not 100% aware that he has done. Is that what you mean? Because it doesn't tell him in his screen.
I'm not sure about that one. I was thinking more from the player's point of view. Yeah, I think it can auto reconnect and say he's left the room and come back. I think it can do that with a spectator too.
Well, I don't know what happened here because I was reading the chat, but suddenly Albinario's back at the table, and I think Tommy must have hung up the 10 ball. Albinario's playing the 10 or the 5 in after the 10.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 ways to play that. One is like what he did. You know, you call the 5 ball. The other way to play that is to try to hang the 5 ball. In that case, you would want to try to get the cue ball behind a 7 and 8, so Tommy didn't have a shot. And you know, you just call, or you call safety and you still make the 5 ball and you put the cue ball behind the 7 8. You know, I don't know if you guys realize it, but you can call safety and make a ball and it stays down and the turn goes to the next guy. That's a very powerful play because you can lock him up with that. So you can make a ball and play safe at the same time.
So
as long as you do a called safety.
Yeah, so you play a legal shot, your own ball, you can pot it and call safety. The incoming player doesn't have any option then.
Yep.
Right.
And that's a very powerful play in certain situations. I'm not saying the one Albin just had that was the right play, but I was just kind of throwing that out there because some people may not know about it.
Well, I think most of the guys, well, unless they are, you know, unless they play 8 Ball World regularly. I mean, maybe a lot of players do and they don't know about that.
Now, Keith's asking, it does that anyways. No, it doesn't. Like, let's say you want to pocket your ball, Keith, but you're playing safe to lock the other guy up. When you pocket your ball, if you don't call safety, then it's still your turn. So you need to call safety so the turn switches if you're going to pocket a ball and you're trying to play safe and lock the guy up.
Well, we'll need to see if anybody does that.
Yeah, I mean, that actually comes up in 8 Ball quite a bit.
That's a good pot.
I mean, any of you guys can just open up a room and go in there and try that, is call safety and make a ball. You'll see the turn change.
Yeah, Keith's talking about potting his opponent's ball.
Well, yeah, if you pot your opponent's ball, not only is the turn going to change, he's going to have ball in hand unless you hit your ball first. I mean, obviously you got to hit your ball first to keep him from being ball in hand. But yeah, you can pot your opponent's ball as long as you hit your ball first.
So Albinario has his choice from the Tommy scratch and the break, and it's only going downhill even faster for Tommy.
Yeah, well, obviously you want to take the solids here.
Player
That's
BMZ
really good.
has been kicked for 48 hours because I can't ban.
I'm not quite sure why he took the stripes there. I mean, they're okay too. I would have taken the solids there. I just think all those balls congested and balls extended from the side pocket make the stripes harder.
Well, I'm looking at where the 10 ball is, and
well, I mean, it can all be worked out, but I thought the stripes were a lot harder to run out than the solids. And,
well, they're certainly looking a lot harder now. He's got himself in a little bit of bother here.
I'm going to give you guys a tip about playing 8 Ball. There's 2 situations that aren't intuitively bad. As a matter of fact, one of them looks, well, actually they both look pretty good, and they're not. One is balls extended from the side pocket. Balls close to the side pocket are okay. Once they get to about where that 10 ball is or further out, they're not good. And you think they are because they're sitting in front, out and open. You think, oh, I can get to this. But the problem with those balls is it's real easy to get on them funny, where now all of a sudden you're not in the right place to move the cue ball. So those you typically want to clean up early. The other problem is when you have a bunch of balls that are in close proximity, your own balls. You might have 3 balls close to each other, and it looks like, well, I could just go bop, 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 and run them out. But again, all you have to do is get just a little funny, and all of a sudden, you don't have a shot or you can't get to the next ball. So in both those situations, it's best to try to get to those balls early. So if you get like ball in hand and you got 3 balls close to each other and you're thinking, well, these are easy, I could run these anytime. Well, it's better to try to run them right now and get them out of the way. Whereas if you make a mistake, you might have another ball you can go shoot at.
Well, this could have been better, but he's almost there.
Yeah, he's getting there. I think, in spite of his choice, he's going to get there. But that's one of the things that's tough about. Well, until he dogged it.
Yeah.
One of the tough things about pool is that you do something and you succeed and you think, well, I did it the right way. But it's just like poker. You can play a hand wrong and win, and you can play a hand right and lose. So just because you ran out didn't mean you played the table right, and it's a matter of percentages. I just think in that situation he had a better percentage chance with the solids. Now, Tommy should win from here.
Yeah, in the end, I mean, the way those 2 stripes were lying were always going to be a slight problem, and it was his undoing. He left himself an awkward one.
Well, you had 3 balls
And
together there with the side pocket blocked, and another solid in the mix of those, and they were close together and extended from the side pocket. It just, to me, the way I was taught 8 ball by a very good player, and the alarm bells were going off because it had 2 bad things going on at the same time there, plus a blocked pocket.
I've got a question. I've got a question, Stephen. There's no forgiveness for that, Tommy. That's a poor one. I've got a big question here. There's a guy called Boots has signed up to this tournament. Do you know if he's going to be playing in it?
I hope he's going to play. I hope he's playing.
And do you know how to send a proposal to your opponent? Does he know how to send a proposal to his opponent?
Oh, he's a pretty smart cat.
Now, what's Albinario got here? Can you see this? No, he can't. I thought he was done and dusted. He couldn't see it.
Yeah, I thought he was too. All right. Come on, Tommy.
Oh, well, I think I could pot these. That's saying a lot.
Yeah, I'm about 50-50 to run out from here.
Now, all he needs to do is, I think...
Well, see, this is the kind of thing I'm talking about with side pockets. Now he's a little funny.
Yeah, he's the wrong side.
He's on the wrong side of both of them. And that's what, and these balls are a little closer to the side pocket. And see, here he comes up short again.
Yeah, he's just going to nurse it in and get to the rail.
He's going to have to roll up and take the longer shot. But that was a good example of, and those balls weren't that far extended. They were kind of at the limit of a maybe. But that's why you don't want to leave those kind of balls.
Well, let's do double your quota, Tommy.
Yay, Tommy. All right. Well, that's got to make him feel a little better. He's got another game. Let's see if he can get some more. A break and run would be nice.
Well, the dry break from Albie, and well, again, every ball has got plenty of room round about it for it to be potted.
Yeah, and he's got his choice of them. I mean, sometimes you just got to shoot one that you got a shot on, or play safe. But he's got a choice of both of them, so I don't know. I'd probably take the stripes here because he can get to this 10 ball right now, I think.
The 10 ball? No, he's way behind the 10 ball.
No, I mean...
Oh, you're talking about the 9.
Problem.
You're talking about the 9 and stunning in. Oh, dear.
Yeah, well, exactly what he tried to do, except he missed the ball.
Oh, that's a...
I think he made the right play, but it just missed the ball.
That's a bad one again. I think he was getting excited with all these choices of shots he had there, but...
Well, he played the shot I would have played. I probably would have missed it, too. But that just makes it really tough for him because the 3 ball does go, but obviously the 2 and the 7 aren't going to go in that pocket. I mean, Albin doesn't really have any trouble here. He's going to shoot the 13 and then the 14. I'm sorry, he's going to shoot the 13 and then whatever the pink one is, the 12. Probably 13, 12, 14.
14 onto the 9. Is that the 9 over the pocket? Yeah.
No, he shoot the 14 in the side pocket and then shoot the 10 onto the 9.
Oh, that's not the 14. That's the 10 ball I'm looking at. I'm looking at the 10. Yeah. Well, it'll still be a combo onto the 9, but and 8 balls, again, very adjacent. It's always handy to have your own ball, your last ball, near enough the 8 ball.
Well, this is a good example of the right way to run out the rack. See, every shot he's just rolling the ball. You know, either you roll it or you stun it. Anytime you have to start spinning the ball a lot, it's not good. everything's a roll, 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 and very natural. He's not having to force the cue ball to do anything. I'd probably go above this and shoot it in the same corner. I think he's going to do that.
Into the gap between the 5.
A little low to yeah, it's a little low to shoot it in the side.
Well, again, that just hurts more for Tommy. He's got first shot, dogs it in the pocket, and Albinario just administers the pain.
Yeah, well, I mean, not only did he dog it, but he left it where the stripes had better position by leaving it in the pocket, and you know, I mean, that was the whole game on that one shot.
Where's the cue ball went there? Where did the cue ball go? I can't see it. Oh, there it is, left side. I thought the cue ball had scratched.
Yeah, let's see what he picks here. Solids look better to me. I mean, either one will work, but I like the solids a little better.
Well, how are you dealing with that 10 ball then, Steve?
Well, you don't have to worry about the 10 ball, I don't think. I mean, he can shoot the 8 ball in the pocket. The 4 and 5 are blocking. The key here is getting on the 4 or 5. He needs to get around there and get on that, preferably on the 4 ball, because then he can just bump the 5.
Steve, it's 5 to 10 at night. I thought Tommy was on the stripes.
Oh. I thought you meant the 10 ball was blocking the 8 or something.
No, I'm thinking, how's he going to get that 10 ball then? Yeah, it's time for bed. So it is.
I'd be planning to get on the 4 ball if I could, but the 5's fine too. It's just the 4 is safer if you can get there. You didn't want to do that.
Well, luckily he's got a partial bailout shot.
Yeah, I'd probably just run into the 10. I mean, you're just going to nudge the 8 over a little and have a shot on the 4. You know, that's something you can control, nudging that ball over. Or do that. That's fine too. Nothing wrong with not moving balls. I mean, he's just got to make sure he can get on that 8 ball. You know, he needs to be able to get into the center of the table for that 8 ball.
Yeah, no problem with the 8 ball past the 10.
He needs to leave himself an angle on this 2 ball. It almost doesn't matter what angle, as long as he's got an angle. A little steeper is probably better, because you can always spin it to slow it down. He's going to have to spin this a little to get it past the 13.
No.
Oh, he missed the frickin' ball.
Yeah.
Boy, he's done that a bunch of times where he's played the right shots and just missed the ball.
Well, I've coined a new phrase for this tournament. That's a 9-foot cut that he's played there on a 10-foot table. He just didn't get to the angle. So the question now is how does Albinario deal with that 10 ball, Steve? Because he's now at the table.
Well, I mean,
obviously,
it's really not too difficult getting a 10 ball out of there. But
yeah.
With the 4 ball in that other pocket, because you know he shoots the 14 ball and then shoots the 13 in the side, he's going to bump the 10.
Yeah.
He could do that and hit it hard, try to get it out of there, because you can't just bump it over because of the 4.
Yeah, maybe I'll just push it towards the 4 and have no joy.
Yeah, that's perfect. So I'd hit this with speed. You know, you might even be able to make the 4, or if you hit on the right side of the 4, you can get the 10 in front of the pocket, but you got to hit this with some speed. Now, this shot's a little risky because you don't have to come up with a shot either. Yeah, just like that. Right
That'll
on the right side.
That'll do.
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes it's just going to be tough. You know, when you don't get the ball choice, and you know, you're going to have to shoot difficult shots or get on things just right. And Alvin just showed that, you know, he was able to do that in a tough table. He was able to do the right things, and now he's probably going to win the game.
Oh, well, I don't think he planned in that though.
He's still okay. He's going to have to spin this one. But this isn't really that hard a shot. He should make this and get out.
He's got it going. Yeah, that'll pretty much do. At least he's got an angle, so it's all about just judging the pace.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't want to overrun it, that's all. You can go to either side, it's his choice. Looks like he's going to come back and pull it back with a little bit of left English. That's probably how I'd shoot it too.
Pace
Yeah,
looks good.
perfect.
Well, Tommy's enjoying the match so much he's in the stream. Well, Albinario won away. And Albinario breaking off.
It's been tough. You know, Albin's playing good, and you've had some tough situations.
Well, I think it looks odds on for the stripes to me, because there's one stripe next to the 6 ball, and Albinario can get to that straight away if he wants to and take that away. He could leave. What ball's that that's down here? Because I can only see the white part about the 15. You can take the 15 now, deal with the 9, but he needs to be good on the 9 so he can get away from the 6 if he's going to do that though.
Yeah, he's going to go 15-9. I mean, that's the 9 ball is the one he's got to get to, and this is pretty easy from here. He can get just almost any angle on this, he can make it. I would just be rolling forward into the end rail here. I would not be messing with this.
How straight is
He's
he?
got a little angle. I mean, he just wants to roll this, yeah, just like this. That's fine. Now this one you got to hit with more left English than you think. He's got to get this ball to open up and come out, because it's going to hit the 6 ball. What is he doing? Why is he looking at that ball? Oh, no. He needs to shoot the 9 ball now. I mean, he could bank it if he didn't like it, but...
Well, this...
I'm not sure why he's doing this.
I think...
Maybe he's thinking he's going to leave the 9 for last, which...
I think he might be worried about how thick he's going to hit this 6, but as you say, you need a bit of left spin to get the cue ball going forward
you
now.
need to hit this. He didn't hit it. You need to really hit that.
Yeah.
He may get away with it. You need to put more speed and more English on that. You want to get that to open as much as you can. I think I think he's okay.
Well, he's certainly cutting this into the middle, but he's obviously hampered over the 4, but just needs to leave the cue ball wide open for the 13, that's all. Anyway,
Shot's easy to overcut.
Like that,
like
you mean?
That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got himself on the 13.
Well, just visually, that shot is a shot that people tend to overcut.
Well, Tommy's going to have control of the table at the bottom end here in and around the 8 ball, so you know he's got good odds at the moment for causing some pain for Albinario if he wants to.
Here's that situation where balls are close to each other, the 3, 4, and 7. So he needs to get to those now. Now that's perfect. So he's going to make this 7, and I like probably going 3, then 4. Well, from here he's probably going to go 4, then 3. I'd probably go forward, not back. I don't like going back. Okay, he's going to go around this way. Well, this will work. I tend to think more like a straight pool player where you're trying to play little triangles and you're trying to play balls and they're next to each other in sequence. So I tend to look at, you know, I was going to go 4 to 3 because they were right there.
Well, we'll give him this one, unless an almighty calamity happens. But that all went wrong for Albinario on that 9 ball. Was it the 9 ball next to the 6 where he didn't go really through with the shot?
Yeah, he didn't get through it. You know, One Pocket Slim said, that's a leak in my game. I spend lots of shots. Yeah, that's, you know, play straight pool, you know, straight pool 8 ball. They'll teach you more to not spin the ball, just let it take natural pass.
Well,
I tend to spin it too much too, mainly just because, you know, I grew up playing 9 ball and 10 ball, and, you know, I've tried to get away from it, but I still don't play 8 ball and straight pool as good as I could because I spin it too much.
well, here's a common problem in 8 ball. You know, you potted a ball. You're looking good for the stripes, but Tommy's trying to do something crazy there, and only he can tell us what he tried to do. But the 2 balls are locked up in the side pocket there, and I think he tried to work some sort of miracle with that first shot. Didn't bide his time and hope to get a better.
You want to get to him early, but you don't want to start doing crazy things to get to him early.
I mean, I'm sure there might have been another opportunity to play a half decent shot off that ball to break them that way. You know, there's times to make a move and times not to make a move, and okay, you're 10-3 down, but you don't want to really be desperate. Well, there was a good choice off that 13 ball up the table there to break those balls out, and it's a big target, the 4 and the whatever it is, the 14.
One ball off the 10. Just play the 1 ball off the 10, and he clears the 4 ball out. That's what he's going to do. Got to hit this with a little speed to keep the 1 ball from hitting the tit.
Yeah, that'll do, as long as the 4 stays in play, which it does.
Yep, he controlled the 4 ball well, which is what you want to do. You want to know where they're all going. Yeah, I think he's going to play this too. He's got it. Yep. So, yeah, Alman is looking good on this rack.
Well, the only thing he's just got to make sure is whatever ball he's going to play is going to be good to just come back down the table. He should be fine though. 6 ball.
He's a little funny on this.
6 ball's going to be a wee bit funny because he's 2 straight and a 5.
Yeah, he's going to have to play the 4 next, I think.
Or was that the 3? Yeah. Was that the 3? I think it was the 3.
Yeah, he's okay. I think he's. Let's see. Yeah, he can roll this and get on the 6. He's fine. And then probably shoot the 8 in the side pocket. He's going to have an angle on the 6 where he can go 3 rails and shoot the 8 in the side.
Yeah, just go through.
Just go through it.
Maybe 1 rail, 2 rails, whatever he wants to do. But as long as he gets down the table far enough, it's the only thing that matters here, that he just gets bottom half of the table.
Yeah, I actually would have preferred if it was me, getting further up and going through rails just because it's safer. Because you're coming into that side rail just past the side pocket. You can't hook yourself that way. But he hit it good, and it's all over.
Well, Albinario has been the most impressive so far. Out of the bunch we've seen so far, Albinario comfortably through 11 racks to 3. And where does that put him in the bracket now?
Well, I didn't know Albin played that good at 8-ball. He threw the gauntlet down there. I mean, he looked very strong there. He makes good decisions, and obviously he's playing well. I mean, he could be one of the ones you got to beat to win this thing.
There's another match started, the match between Woody and Cheek. Who is it? No, Gung Ho and Woody. And Woody's 2-0 up in that match at the moment. I still can't find the Albinario match in the bracket. What am I doing wrong?
Go up to select player in the upper left.
Oh, I never use that, Steve.
Oh, well, try it, because you'll be amazed at how wonderful it is.
Ah, there he is.
Albin,
right, he's through to play Poolaholic in round 2. And then I think there's still a few matches to get played. We've got LS3 Inspector on on Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. I'll be there for that one. There's one on Sunday afternoon at 2:45. I don't know whether I'll be there for that one because I may still be driving home at that time. And that is pretty much about it, folks. Oh, wait a minute, there's another one. Sergresh and Jover at 4 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. And that is it. Well, Steve, thanks for your company. I'm going to bed. I don't know about the rest of the guys, but I've got to be up in a few hours.
Congrats to Albin. I think he...
yeah, well played.
Albin's in the lobby saying, I hope Steve and HB weren't watching my pattern play. Well, it wasn't as bad as you think, Albin. I mean, I think Albin is... he's got a pretty good idea how to play 8-ball. He's going to be a guy that is going to be tough to beat.
Yep, and unlucky to... Tommy just bumped into the wrong person at the wrong time. But again, he's got plenty of time to work his way through that one loss side. And
that's right. I mean, get to one loss side and get some wins under your belt, and you know, by the time you get back to the tough players, maybe you're going to be playing better.
Yep. So, guys, thanks all for your company. You take care, Steve. Get working on that shot clock and get it fixed. According to
it's already fixed.
Get the update done. What did you say about this update with the brake again? Did you not mention something about the brake?
Yeah, the brake was there's one problem where the spinning balls can do some strange things. It doesn't come up much, but it's fixed now.
Right. Okay. I'll bid you all good night, you too, Steve, and we will see you again, no doubt, sometime soon. So take care, and thank you all for watching. I'm heading out.
Bye.
Good night.